I'm also curious how you set up and evolved the project. Like at the beginning, you had that initial itch and idea, and you were working on the HTTP GET, and then it became curl. When it was starting to formalize more as a project, like for example, how did you pick a license? I don't know what licenses were available at the time, and how much the license, for example, was a consideration for you to enable the project to become a community that could be sustained over time. I don't know how also like how long term you were thinking at the beginning.
I didn't think long term at all from the beginning. so, uh, well, it started out as a GPL project because that's basically how HTTP gets started. It had a GPL license slab on it. So, and I think originally, I think I think it's quite common too. I didn't really consider the license much. I just thought about the project, the code, and what it should do. And then over time, it started to sort of dawn on me a little bit how the license actually affects what people can do and want to do with it. And then I thought about it, and I thought that, hey, if I do a library now and it's GPL, it's not gonna enable the things I would like it to enable. So I would, in my mind, I think it would be better suited with a different license. And that was around the time when the Mozilla public license was discussed and the first version came out. And I figured that the Mozilla public license was more aligned with my way of thinking and my sort of my religious belief of how things should work. So I actually switched to the MPL in, I don't remember the years really, but it was early on. So sort of one of the first years I switched to the MPL, and that was fun because then that because it gave me the immediate insight that I then got a completely opposite reaction. So the ones who couldn't use it because of GPL could use it with MPL, but then the GPL users couldn't use it because of MPL. So basically, I went from one license to the other, but I didn't really. I just switched around the problems. So I still I still felt that I wasn't really at home with that because sure it aligned more with how I viewed things, but I at the same time I didn't really because I added obstacles to people and environments that I really didn't want to impose problems on. So I actually added the MIT license as a dual license for a while until we removed the MPL later on. So it is an MIT license, but with a twist because we were, I just have to mention that because it's so stupid. Because somewhere, I don't even recall exactly when or why, but we patched the license text. So it's actually someone changed a few words in the MIT license. So it's actually not entirely MIT license. There are actually a few words in there that are not. I mean, it's exactly the same. I mean, the meaning, the point, the implications, everything is, but it's not the exact same wording, which makes it not an MIT license because it's not completely identical. So, in the the SPDX registry of licenses, it's actually mentioned as a curl license. So, I often say that it is an MIT license because it is an MIT in every sort of meaningful aspects of the word, but it's actually not binary compatible with MIT. So it's actually a curl license. I also tend to say that I strongly not recommend doing that to everyone. You should not change the license. It's stupid.
I mean, I assume it was a moment in time that by now is hard to recall when it and how it happened. It doesn't
Exactly.
sound like something that was like planned carefully.
I don't think it was planned. I don't think it was considered much. I think someone just did it for some reason and we moved on. So I also tried and go back and looked at for some discussions around it, but I've never found any. So I think I didn't keep records correctly. And I don't have any recollection exactly of the discussions around it either. So I can't explain it. I can just look at at the data now and see that we have changed it and just,
Wow.
shake my head and say, okay, some things I regret that we have done in the project. Some things I don't regret, but that's one of the things I regret we did. We shouldn't have done that. It doesn't matter much though in the end because it's essentially the same license anyway. So it offers the same freedom for all the users and everyone involved as an MIT license does. So in reality, it doesn't matter. The only thing is that now we can actually call it a curl license, so we can have curl in one more place.
I mean, that's just that's just funny, probably because I'm not a lawyer, neither of us is.
Right, and I've never asked a lawyer about it either, and actually I will never do that.
That's fair. So it sounds like that the license in itself can be a journey when someone is creating and building and especially sustaining an open source project.
Yeah.